Hey y'all, welcome back to LoveGrind. I'm Ebony, your host, and if you haven't already tuned in, we're a podcast about love addiction and codependency. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm so glad that you're here. Tonight we're going to talk about intense chemistry, high intensity infatuation. Can that truly be proof of love? Sometimes we get it mixed up from love and lust or chemistry and love, and we're just going to talk about that tonight to see how we can get better at figuring it out, right? I know what you're probably thinking. What? But the butterflies, the fireworks, the instant connection we had? Well, we've been conditioned by movies, songs, and even to believe that intense, immediate chemistry is the ultimate sign that we found the one. But what if I told you that those powerful, intoxicating feelings might actually be a red flag? A signal that you're falling into a pattern that has less to do with lasting love and more to do with something else entirely. Let's dive into the science, right? When we experience that intense, undeniable chemistry, our brains are extensionally lighting up like a Christmas tree. Neurotransmitters like dopamine, norepinephrine, and serotonin are flooding our systems. Dopamine, often called the feel-good hormone, is responsible for those feelings of euphoria and reward. Norepinephrine gives us that surge of energy, the racing heart, the sweaty palms, the psychological symptoms of excitement and arousal. And serotonin, while typically associated with mood regulation, can actually drop during the initial stages of intense infatuation, leading to obsessive thoughts about the other person. Think about it. Dopamine is the same neurotransmitter involved in addiction. So when we're constantly seeking out that hit of intense chemistry, are we truly seeking love, or are we chasing a feeling, a high, that's inherently unsustainable? A study published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology found that couples who reported extremely high levels of passionate love at the beginning of the relationship were actually more likely to break up within 2 years. Why? Well, because that initial intensity often burns bright and fast, leaving little room for the slow, steady growth that genuine, lasting love requires. That is so true. I remember me and my ex, we were so intense in the beginning. Just couldn't keep our hands off each other, always around each other, and we ended up breaking up. I don't know if that's down to a science, but it happened in my situation. Now, don't get me wrong, chemistry is absolutely a component of attraction, and a healthy relationship will have some level of it. But there's a difference between a comfortable, warm connection and a dizzying, all-consuming obsession. So, if intense chemistry isn't the golden ticket to true love, what is? Let's consider what researchers call compassionate love. This is characterized by feelings of affection, intimacy, trust, and commitment. It's built on shared values, mutual respect, effective communication, and a deep understanding of each other. It's the kind of love that grows over time, weathering storms and deepening with shared experiences. It's less about the fireworks and more about the steady, comforting glow of a warm hearth. Love bugs, think about the long-term couples you admire. Do they seem perpetually swept off their feet in a passionate frenzy? Or do they exude a sense of calm, unwavering devotion, and partnership? I'd wager it's often the latter. And here's another interesting statistic for you. Research from the University of California, Berkeley suggests that oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone, plays a crucial role in fostering compassionate love, unlike the volatile rush of dopamine. Oxytocin is released during physical touch, intimacy, and acts of caring, promoting feelings of attachment and trust. It's a slower burn, right? But a much more sustainable and deeply satisfying one. So how do we tell the difference between that addictive chemistry and the foundation of something real? Here are a few signs that we can look for. Sign number 1, is the relationship moving at lightning speed? Are you feeling pressure to escalate things quickly? Intense chemistry often rushes us into commitments before we truly know someone. Before you know it, you've slept with someone and now you're in a full-blown relationship and you're like, I don't even really like this person like that. That's how it grows on you that quickly. Second, are you overlooking red flags because the connection feels so strong? That intoxicating feeling can blind us to incompatibilities or even unhealthy behaviors. Number 3, do you feel an overwhelming need for constant validation or attention from this person? This can be a sign of an anxious attachment style, being triggered by the intense emotional roller coaster. Falling back into old patterns is really easy to do. Number 4, is your happiness completely dependent on this person's presence or approval? True love allows for individual autonomy and self-sufficiency. Now, I'm not saying you should ignore all sparks, but I am suggesting a shift in perspectives. Instead of chasing the highest highs, consider nurturing this steady warmth. Look for consistency, kindness, respect, and shared values. Look for someone who makes you feel safe, understood, and genuinely seen, rather than just exhilarated. Lovebug's true love, the kind that lasts, isn't always a dramatic explosion. Sometimes it's a quiet whisper, a comforting hand, a shared laugh over a mundane task. It's the commitment to show up day after day through thick and thin, even when the initial dopamine rush has subsided. It's building something strong, brick by brick, rather than being swept away by a fleeting tide. So the next time you feel that intense chemistry, pause. Ask yourself if you're truly seeing the person, or if you're just enjoying the intoxicating feeling they're providing. Because sometimes the most profound connections are found in the quiet moments, in the steady understanding, and in the deep abiding affection that grows when the initial fireworks have faded, revealing that beautiful, resilient structure of true love underneath. That's all for this episode of LoveGrind. Make sure you message me, give me a like, a thumbs up, and subscribe. And join us next time, okay, as we delve into another fascinating aspect of relationships. Until then, make all the decisions you can with your heart. And until next time, I'm out.